kid who swings a golf club like a dream. I'd like to try to qualify him for the U.S. Amateurs.
Coming to Apple TV Plus.
What's your name?
I'm not into older guys, but I'm flattered.
A new comedy series, Stick.
I don't want to go on this trip.
Your mouth's saying one thing, but those eyes are saying something else.
From the home of Ted Lasso.
This is your shot at redemption? This is your mulligan?
Owen Wilson.
This game takes and it takes. The game's finally giving me something back.
Stick.
You know Arnold Palmer?
Iced tea, lemonade, mix it.
I'm missing a nap for this.
Streaming June 4th on Apple TV Plus.
The last thing you want to hear when you need your auto insurance most is a robot with countless irrelevant menu options. Which is why with USAA Auto Insurance, you'll get great service that is easy and reliable, all at the touch of a button. Get a quote today. Restrictions apply.
Hello, space. Meet the Ioniq 9, Hyundai's first three-row all-electric EV. With over 300 miles of range, ultra-fast charging capability, and lots of space. Experience more room and more freedom. Learn more about the Ioniq 9 at HyundaiUSA.com. Call 562-314-4603 for complete details.
Welcome to the World of Martial Arts TV. I'm Andrew Staton, and I do most of the interviews for it. I am so excited to talk to you about your massive career. I know we haven't got a lot of time, so basically I just want to try and get everything in and look at this fantastic new book that you've written. And maybe this photo we may talk about later on, but as quick as we can. Just for people who have never maybe come across you, could you just say in a nutshell, because you are one of the elite fighters, first, what intrigued you to get into martial arts, and what was the style that you liked?
What intrigued me was I didn't like who I was when I was a young man, very aggressive and angry. And I wanted to be the best person I could, and I figured martial arts would be the avenue that I should take to do that. Your second question was? The
style, the system.
Style means absolutely nothing.
Sure, but did you learn a system at the beginning?
Yes, I did.
Okay, and it was just one of the karate systems?
Yes.
Okay. You were a world champion in those systems. How do you feel about that today, that you were such an iconic champion in those styles?
Yeah, I think it's nonsense.
Okay, can you explain that, please? That'd be amazing.
Well, it's nonsense. A lot of introducing me as being famous and icon, that's not my idea of myself, it's yours.
Okay.
So if you're going to introduce me that way or talk about me, I'm not interested to view myself that way, because I know that's not true. So I want to try to keep this honest also.
Okay. So what's your journey been then? Because you've actually, with your martial arts and stuff like that, you've gone into Hollywood. I think, what would you say your first touch of Hollywood was? Was it be The Wrecking Crew? How did you get onto the film The Wrecking Crew? Because you doubled for Dean Martin, didn't you?
Yes, sir.
So how did that come about?
Bruce Lee was the stunt coordinator or the choreographer for the fight scenes.
Yeah.
So he wanted to get the best people he could for the parts that were available. So he approached myself and Chuck Norris initially. And then we got some other martial artists like Ed Parker and Bill Rusaki and Joe Louis and a couple others that were martial artists. So he wanted what he thought was a better caliber of people to perform the different, and he was going to do martial arts choreography.
Yeah.
So he wanted people that had a background in that.
Yeah. How did you, a lot of people in that time met Bruce Lee. How did you come across Bruce Lee?
The Saturday before the finals of the internationals in Long Beach, California, August 4th, 1964.
Wow.
Bruce Lee did a talk. He was introduced by Ed Parker. And I just liked what he had to say. I thought that what he said was very controversial at the time. He accused a lot of the martial arts people and the styles and system as being ridiculous and being robotic and being mechanical in their movements. They were simply copying and imitating their instructors, trying to look like them or trying to be like them, whatever their goal was. And I had that time already become a black belt in only 6 months of training, and I had won everything there is to win in every tournament I fought. And I didn't appreciate what other people perceive of as being good. I never thought I did anything special. I still don't today, even more so. So I don't like hearing praises and everything. I appreciate that. I appreciate people are giving me their perspective, their perception of who I am, and it's not who I am. So, but I appreciate it. It's nice that people say things like that. But I think people should be more discretionary in giving out compliments without knowing the person themselves. So what I liked about Bruce was he's been very honest. I like what he said because I didn't have the balls to say it myself. So listening to him, and then the next day I fought in the finals and won the championship. And so Bruce invited, or not Bruce, but Ed Parker invited Bruce, myself, and Junri to go to Chinese dinner as a celebration. And Bruce and I struck up a conversation during dinner. And then a friendship developed very quickly, very quickly.
That's really, really interesting. I like the honesty bit that you perceived it, you know, that Bruce saw beyond things. Did he ever ask you to be in any of his other movies at all?
Okay, let me ask you a question. Do
Yes.
you know the answer to that?
The answer to
Your question.
did he ask you if he was going to be in any other?
Yeah, do you know the
No,
answer
I
to
don't.
that?
No.
Was I in a movie with him?
No. Not
So
that.
did that answer your question?
Well, well, it might. It seems. I'll fill you in what I've been told or read is that he actually used to talk to people and say, "You may be in a movie, or I might have you in a movie." Like he had Chuck Norris in a movie and stuff like that, and Joe Lewis. And I just wondered if he'd asked you to be in a movie. That's all.
Yeah, he did not.
Okay, that's fine. Moving on.
Moving on.
You are. I'm a little bit lost how to speak, but I'll do my best. You actually, would you say you were the father of ninja movies, or am I just talking rubbish?
Well, if the father is the first person to do it in America, yeah, you could say that.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say that. I was the first person that had a passion and a dream and an idea about something that I wanted to see on screen.
Yeah.
So I wrote the script and approached people, and I got it accepted and made into a film.
Or was that Into the Ninja?
Yes.
Yeah, which was a fantastic film with Susan George and Franco Nero, I think. It was a fantastic film. You went on to do with Michael Dudikoff in American Ninja. Have you got any remembrances of that, or did you enjoy doing those movies?
Yeah, I enjoyed them all. I mean, I was doing what I really love to do. And what I love to do is do choreography. I love the physical aspect of it. I like the directing of it. I like the teaching of the techniques and stuff. So that aspect of it, they allowed me to have the freedom to do that as much as they could within their budget and time. So yeah, I was blessed to have the opportunity for sure.
Yeah. Do you still do movies, or have you moved away from that now?
No, when I moved away from Los Angeles, I moved away from that entire lifestyle.
Okay.
So
yeah. Okay. You've brought out a book. Could we just? I don't know if you have to pick the book up. Oh, there you go. That's right. Just so you can show it to camera. This new book that you've written. How's it come about?
I heard that Priscilla had some differences of opinion about the legal aspect of Graceland. And she, I think, maybe contested the idea that Lisa was capable. And maybe when she was a little younger, she was not capable at that time in her life. And I think Priscilla used that opportunity to delay transferring the absolute authority of Graceland to Lisa, and kind of kept it away from her for quite some time. And when Lisa had already passed away, I think a couple of weeks later, I heard that there was she contested the will, and I got a little upset about that. So I decided to write a story that was about my time with them, and my time with them was incredible. I was so blessed to be with them. So Lisa was only 5. So by the time Lisa was 9, when Elvis passed away, that was a traumatic thing for her. Priscilla was in a transition herself and trying to get into movies and acting and modeling and sponsoring cosmetics and stuff. But I always knew that about her, so that was not a surprise. But what upset me was her contesting when for a long period of time she was receiving a substantial amount of money as a yearly thing for being a trustee of the Presley estate. And I just thought enough was enough.
Fantastic. Yeah, well, I'm looking forward to reading it, so thank you.
You haven't read it yet?
No, I only bought it. I only bought it today. It's signed by you, sir.
Is it? What an honor.
You've come here at the UK Martial Arts Show, and we're, as I said, pleased to see you. I think you can see that everybody's very, very happy to meet you. What is your lifestyle now? What? Yeah, because I saw poems and poetry and things like that. What's your ethos on things?
My lifestyle is not what people would choose, I think.
Okay.
So at 42, when I left Los Angeles, I left everything behind. I realized that if I wanted to answer the questions of life, which is who am I? Where do I come from? What happens to me to my transition from my spiritual creation to my physical birth in reality? What am I here for? What is the meaning to life? And what is my purpose for existing? I was never going to find it in Los Angeles. So when I finally decided to make the move, I wanted to make a complete severance of people, profession, whatever. That is not, let me choose who I am and let me choose my life. So I moved to the Philippines, this little small island, and decided to create a whole new idea, but it was a program. In fact, the book will be coming out in June. It's called The 9 Levels of Power. And 9 Levels of Power are 9 basic philosophies that I've developed through retrospect in looking back at my life and all the stupid, dumb, ignorant, childish, arrogant mistakes I've made, accept full responsibility for my choices, and realized that I have to stop lying to myself and everybody else when I speak, and that integrity is probably the most important virtue I think I can have, not honor. Respect and courage comes into play. Compassion, honesty, these things are what I look for in life. So I cannot find it in today's society. It's very difficult. So it makes it uncomfortable for me to be among people sometimes. That's the attitude, the energy that you're probably feeling right now.
That's fine. I'm going to leave this interview on a little bit of a high. This has been a...
Why? Was that a downer?
No. That was a good one. Can you just hold that photo? Because basically this photo...
Why are you having me do all the mechanical
stuff?
Okay,
can we see this? Can we see the photo? All right. Oh, thank you.
I'm just ripping you.
Okay. Good. I'm glad.
How's that? Is that good? You got a good shot of my face as well? Awesome. This is such a pleasure.
That photo is an iconic photo. You'll like it.
Iconic. There we go again.
I'm sorry, but it is.
My
it
God.
is. It's got you. It's got James Coburn. I met Coburn years ago. And you've got Chuck Norris and Bruce. Where was it? And I think we were talking yesterday. It was sometime in around the Wrecking Crew that you had it somewhere, I think.
Yeah, I don't actually remember where the photo was taken. I have a similar photo that was taken at a event that I sponsored called the Four Seasons Karate Tournament in Orange County, California. And I think I sponsored that event and I invited these people, and Joe Himes also came, and actress Elkie Summers was there.
That's right, yeah.
And Joe Himes and his wife, Tiana.
Yeah.
So I think that's where the photo was taken.
Mike Stone.
Yes, sir.
In your humbleness and my humbleness, thank you so much for the interview.
You're very welcome.
This podcast is part of the Sports Social Podcast Network.
At Arizona State University, we're bringing world-class education from our globally acclaimed faculty to you. Ranked #1 in innovation for 10 consecutive years and #2 among public universities for employability, ASU isn't just ahead of the curve. It's creating new paths to success. Earn your degree from the nation's most innovative university. Online. That's a degree better. Explore more than 300 undergraduate, graduate, and certificate programs at asuonline.asu.edu.